New at 5, after over 3/4 of a century, a family business is deciding that it's time to call it an end of an era. News 9's Brendan Retzloff in Stevens Point. He's got the story for us.
It's hard to imagine Plover without Frank's Hardware, but after 83 years of business, Frank's Hardware is getting ready to close their doors for good. TJ and his father Rick are second and third generation owners of the business. They say they're seeing a lot of regulars from the past 83 years who are deeply saddened to say goodbye. But they are more than happy to congratulate Rick on his retirement.
Incredibly sad for everybody, even for ourselves, that we're leaving. Still, a lot of these customers and stuff are like family. I see them more than my family.
The family's store went through a significant transformation over its time, starting in Plover, moving to downtown Stevens Point, then making the final move to Highway 10 before its neighboring local businesses settled. After close to 40 years of managing, Rick says it's time to retire. TJ and his father have told me this business has been their whole life, and they are pretty sad to call it quits. But TJ says he's optimistic for the future. In Stevens Point, Brendan Retzloff, News 9, WAOW.
Now, your Storm Track 9 weather.
There are a lot of developing colors on the radar right now, Jackson.
Yeah, thankfully they haven't moved into the area quite yet, but they are definitely headed our way. So we're right in that preparation stage where we don't have the storms, but we are going to have them. Make sure you're bringing any sensitive things outside, maybe things that could blow away easily, as we're expecting some very strong winds, hail development, and now even a small chance of thunderstorms or tornadoes, I might say. Tornado warning has been issued in the western edge of the state right now. Now, this is outside of the News 9 area, but it shows you that the storms that are headed our way have the potential for not only gusty winds and hail, but for tornadic development. Let's zoom in on that system, and you can see that it's about 75 miles from breaking into Price County, which means it's likely going to dissipate as it moves towards the area, but still could start to see those strong impacts into the state. The closer storm here just northwest of Hayward is about 60 miles away. That's still about 2 hours from breaking into Ashland County. And so once again, we're in that preparation stage where you can get ready for these storms before they break in, as they are headed our way here shortly. Now, we do want to take a look at this storm out there towards the western edge of the state, and we can talk about how this storm is forming. You can see some rotation with this system, and we've even had some spotter reports of funnel clouds there. Now, once again, outside of the News 9 area, but if you have any relatives or friends live in the Bashaw area, Spooner, Serona, or the Madge area, that storm is headed their way. So make sure you give them a call, let them know that there is a potential tornado headed their way. And on top of these tornado or tornadic storms, there is still the potential for very strong thunderstorms. Take a look at our storm reports here over the past few hours, and up in northern Minnesota, 2.5-inch diameter hail. That is very, very dangerous if that develops in your area. There's that funnel cloud that was seen over in Siren in Burnett County in the western edge of Wisconsin. Hail in central Minnesota, about 1 inch in diameter, which is severe. And there was a tornado as well spotted up in the northwestern corner of Minnesota. So the main thing to take away from this is that while the storms aren't quite here yet, they do have a past of large hail, gusty winds, and tornadoes. Let's break down here the categories for the storms headed our way tonight. And you can see the tornado threat is mainly isolated to western Wisconsin, but that low aspect does move into central Marathon County as its further eastern expanse there. Hail potential up to 1 inch in diameter is possible. In fact, could be likely, especially in western Wisconsin, where we're seeing a low to elevated risk. And then with a lot of these severe thunderstorms, they're also seeing some very gusty winds. Could see a large potential for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts or greater. Let's take a look at this system hour by hour, and you can see for the next couple of hours we should remain fairly calm across central Wisconsin. But as we move into 7, 8 o'clock, those storms are going to start to march into our western counties, and by 9 o'clock and later, you're looking at those strong severe storms across central Wisconsin. 10 o'clock, we're looking at some very frequent lightning and thunder, as well as those chances for severe weather, and then that continues all the way through midnight tonight. Likely going to be feeling or hearing plenty of thunder outside tonight, as these storms could continue all the way into Thursday morning. Likely not going to wake up with too much activity, some light rain passing by, and then will likely clear out into the afternoon. Switching gears into Thursday evening, it looks like a pretty nice evening other than some breezy winds, and then we should end the weekend, or the week, I might say, on a nice note on Friday. So here's the look outside in Wausau. Covantage Credit Union camera showing beautiful sunshine, but it's going to look much, much different here in a couple of hours. 73 degrees with calm winds. Our forecast tonight dropping down to 61 with mostly cloudy skies, southwest winds turning to the northwest. 7-day forecast, 75 tomorrow, much cooler than today. A breezy day on Thursday, and then Friday sitting around 80 with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Low 80s for the weekend, not too bad there, and then very warm as we head into next week. Could potentially hit the upper 80s or 90s mid part of next week.